So if someone's wanting to ask a question to gotquestions.org, other than putting in the search first and making sure your question's not answered there, what is the process? How best can they help you to help them get their question answered?
Sure. So, I mean, the vast majority of people now find an answer on the website. We've got close to 7,100 frequently asked questions on the website now. So vast majority of questions have an answer already. But if you search the site and don't find it, you can submit a question. There's a link to it on every page, or you can just email us at questions@gotquestions.org. And that's another way to submit a question to us. And either way works just as easy. Got some great programmers and developers behind the scenes who streamline the process for us. So we're, anywhere or any way people are asking questions, we want to be there.
How's the turnaround time for questions?
Our average is 24 hours.
No kidding. Wow.
So some of that is questions we can answer in a few hours, and then other ones, if it gets assigned to a writer, they're usually given 72 hours for a response. So some of them will take 3 or 4 days to respond, but our average usually comes down to close to 24 hours.
Yeah, I always say about your guys' site, you kind of have the Wikipedia route for me is I'll open up about 24 different tabs of the questions at the bottom just so that I can read it and okay, I'm on to the next one, and I have this weird roller coaster of traversing your site I guess I'm figuring out what an 8th century monk has said about the type of character that Jesus is. Okay, I was looking at homosexuality in the Bible or something like that, and I don't know how I got here.
And so at the top, there's a random link.
Oh, yeah.
You click on it and it pulls up a random article. Like one day we had one individual, we can tell by the IP address, click on the random link. I think it was over 700 times.
Wow.
Wow, someone has a lot of time on their hands.
That's great. Yeah, and I'm always, it's always interesting to see kind of how the non-topical questions, the theology questions, how many of them start out with, well, this has already been covered in, the 5th century, the 6th century. It's like, we're still asking the same questions that we have been since, the beginning. And so it's interesting to see kind of our place in church history. That's always a fun experiment. It's like, okay, well, I probably should have picked up a book from early Christians before coming here, but gotquestions.org helps streamline it. So I found one of your volunteers that gave me your email to ask you to come on. So I just wanted to thank you because of all the sermon preps that I've done. I probably have started out with Got Questions just to focus where I'm supposed to talk, and so that's always been helpful. Or I run a ministry for a pastor, and we get a lot of questions too. And if he doesn't have a sermon on it, I know. In fact, I just did it this morning on a weird thing that I never heard, and I was like, I'll throw it into Got Questions search, and sure enough, there's at least 2 articles on it. So yours is a great resource, and just the ability to cite Got Questions, but still use your content is a great thing too. And so I just wanted to thank you for making me selfish.
How's the best way to support your ministry?
So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so we can receive donations online. There's a donate link on the website. That's the easiest way. If people aren't comfortable giving online, that page also has instructions for how to give through the mail. So, and thank you for the encouragement. That was, we know just from looking at the stats that a lot of people use the website, but it's always fun and encouraging to hear from a real person about how they're using it and how it's been beneficial to them. Either their ministry and or their Christian walk.
I suggested the site in kind of a list of our links when we had a call-in number for our church during COVID. And, we were wanting to encourage people who might have questions or just might need someone to pray with. And we didn't know what we would be dealing with. So we were trying to find resources out there. And it's like, okay, Blue Letter Bible and Bible Gateway, but I had to throw in a nod for Got Questions because, as someone might say, what's this homeostasis about, or homeostasis? Oh man, I don't remember that. I know where to go. I'll throw it in the search term and read it off the screen.
Imagine how hard it is when you have an article on that, but everyone keeps misspelling it when they're searching for it.
Right.
So they don't find the articles. Like, how do you not have an article on dispensationalism? It's like, we do. You're misspelling it, and even can add misspellings to our search engine to help it be more accurate. And
Yeah.
people are able to come up with more misspellings than we can possibly add, and it's a challenge.
It took a while for my phone to finally understand presuppositional was an apologetic method and not presuppositions as in the English phrase.
Yeah, exactly.